Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you want to learn how to recreate this look, then you're in the right place. Do subscribe to my channel if this is your first time of visiting, and if you've subscribed, thanks for watching again, thanks for coming back. So in this video, you're going to be learning a whole lot about lining, giving that snatched look, that snatched eye, and I know you're going to love it. You're going to love it so much. Here I'm using my foundation and powder on the lid, and I'm using it as a base for the eyeshadow. Then next is my transition color. You can see I'm using a subtle peachy red, and then on top of that I'm going in with the next deeper dim color that is actually brown, chocolate brown. I love this color. I love it so much, and I'm using that for the outer corner of the eye to give it that deep shadow effect. Then there comes my eyeshadow base on top of everything. So the eyeshadow base next, and you can see I'm just patting it into the lid, gradually patting it into the lid to give me that seamless effect. And I'm going in with my highlight color, and I chose this bright what's that color again, just this bright color, yeah. So, and it's giving me what I actually need. And then I used that my chocolate color to cut crease a bit. Then I'm going in with my liner, and here I'm using my gel liner with a small angle brush from Bell. I love this brush. I love their eye brush set. It's just giving you everything for eye details. When winging out your liner, make sure your client's eyes are open or your eyes is open. If you're doing a personal makeup, this would help you know how the liner is looking when you actually look at people. Because when your eyes are closed, it gives that, might give you a very false lined and super lined look. I'm going in with a white liner for the under eye. This is ultimately for this look I'm trying to create. I want that white under eye. Then after that, I will now go in with a deep brown and black to set the whole thing, to make it look pink. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm actually going in with a black liner, gel liner, and I'm stroking it into the skin, making sure I'm doing it lightly. I'm just trying to get that tiny line so that I don't make any mistakes. This is going to help me to get that snatched wing. You know, this is a very difficult part that we all face. I know that people, makeup artists, face it, and you face it personally if you're drawing out a winged liner. I'm trying to correct the excess that I did with my concealer and then patting it with powder. I'm going back in, still going back in and deepening that liner so that gives me that snatched look, gradually bringing out to the outer corner of the lower eye area. So make sure you are taking your time to do this so that you don't make any mistakes. Make sure that you are positioning your client or your model, whatever, you are holding them firmly so that they don't shift. You can't afford a back and forth. No, you can't. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm trying to wing out the shadow, and I'm slowly trying to do that. I corrected it with my concealer, making sure that the whole thing is snatched and good. I'm going in with a powder to make sure that it sets the concealer that I used in correcting the mistake that I made when winging out the eye look. So no matter how talkative your client or model is, which obviously mine is, we are discussing, make sure that your eye makeup, when applying this kind of dramatic eyes, you are super detailed, and when necessary, hold your client's tail with maybe one finger or two to make sure they are firm to get what you actually need. Because when they are moving their head back and forth, you might be making a lot of mistake and a mess. You can see I'm trying to be very careful with applying this liner. I'm using a small angled brush to wing it out slowly and gently. And here I told her to please keep her head still so that I can actually get that part very well. Once I'm done with the gel lining, I'm going in with a white eyeshadow on top of the liner I did earlier, on top of the white lining I did earlier. So that's what I did here, and I'm going back in to the dark area, the black area that I used my liner, gel liner on, going in back there to deepen the process and make sure that everything is well seated. I'm going in, doing the same over and over again, making sure that the whole detail is snatched and looking good as I want. I don't want any mistakes whatsoever. So after that, I'm going to go in with my, either you use an eyeshadow or a brown eyeshadow or a powder, very deep brown close to black powder, and then to smudge it out. You don't want that thing to look too snatched and too, sharp. Then after that, I'm using my normal liner to line over the makeup to give it more dark look. I'm slowly doing this. I'm slowly and gently doing it so that it doesn't get smudged out, even though I think I did a mistake later after doing this process. So I had to now correct my mistakes here. I used a concealer. You could use your eyeshadow base, whatsoever, to correct your mistake, and I went in with it, then corrected my mistakes. I'm back with the eyeshadow. So I'm doing the same thing for this other eye, making sure I get the exact details from the other eye to this other eye. So that's what we are doing here. Ta-da! We are done with the whole look, and it's giving us everything